Call the meeting to order for the Berks County Board of Commissioners meeting for May the 16th. We are broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event, also on BCTV, as well as YouTube and Facebook Live. We'll call the meeting to order with a moment of silence followed by a pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, I'll recognize Barbara Lopez, Executive Assistant to Commissioner Rivera, to read the public comment policy.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, and YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Barbara. Are there any additions or corrections for the May 9th meeting minutes? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did have an executive session on May the 13th dealing with personnel and contract negotiations. There's no public comment in person, and there's no public comment on the agenda items online. So we will move to the agenda. Item 1, authorizing. Under that, Budget Department adopt a resolution authorizing 2024 budget transfers in the amount of $13,596 and 2024 appropriations in the amount of $20,638 per listing dated May 10th of 2024. There are a number of items under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the appointment of James Carroll to Supervisor, Shelter Program, Berks County Youth Center/Shelter Program. Item 2, authorize the appointment of Josiah Scott Magna to Supervisor, Shelter Program, Berks County Youth Center Shelter Program. 3, authorize the appointment of Eric Savaldi to Supervisor, Shelter Program, Berks County Youth Center Shelter Program. 4, authorize the appointment of Ashley Duffy to Supervisor, Shelter Program, Berks County Youth Center Shelter Program. 5, authorize the transfer of Brandon Racine from Correctional Officer Jail System to Supervisor, Shelter Program, Berks County Youth Center Shelter Program. Item 6, authorize the utilization of a temp agency for an account clerk position in the controller's office. 2 items listed under myself. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Pastor Nicholas Camacho, Wilmsdorf, PA, to the Council on Chemical Abuse Board of Directors for a 1-year term expiring February 1st of 2025. And item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Jillian Reck, Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania, to the Council on Chemical Abuse Board of Directors for a 1-year term expiring February 1st of 2025. There's one item listed under Commissioner Santoni. Adopt a resolution authorizing the appointment of Dave Mattis, Reading, PA, to the Berks County Planning Commission to fill an unexpired term ending on December 31st, 2024. There are several items listed under the Commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the Chief Operations Officer, or in his absence, the Deputy Chief Operations Officer, to execute the fiscal year 2023 state and local cybersecurity grant program local government entities consent agreement to continue grant funding for the Albert Sensor and Confence existing projects in Berks County. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the Chief Operation Officer, or in his absence, the Deputy COO, to execute the property damage release form in connection with payment from Liberty Mutual Insurance to compensate the County of Berks for damage sustained to the Griesemer Bridge, May 29th of 2023. Item C has been pulled. It's not ready for approval. So we're re-lettering. And the next item, item C, would be in the revised, adopt a resolution authorizing the Public Defender's Office to submit a grant application to the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency for the Indigent Defense Grant Program for fiscal year 2023-2024 in the amount of $104,151, further authorizing the COO, or in his absence, the Deputy COO, to execute any and all grant award notifications should the grant be approved. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Tulpehocken Township's master plan application to the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources for grant funding in the amount of $250,000. And item E, adopt a resolution authorizing a letter of support for Schuylkill River Greenways application to the Department of Community and Economic Development Greenways, Trails, and Recreation Program for the construction improvements at Reeser's Landing in Exeter Township in the amount of $180,000. Item 2, a motion to authorize the execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the contract agenda listing dated May 13th of 2024. There are a total of 29 contracts. There are 2 with the Area Agency on Aging. There are 13 with Children and Youth Services. There are 13 jointly with Children and Youth Services and Juvenile Probation. And there's 1 with Mental Health and Developmental Disabilities. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payments and electronic transfers for the week ending May 14th of 2024. Item 4, a motion to authorize execution of employee payroll disbursements dated May 21st of 2024.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the agenda as presented.
I will second that motion. Motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to reports of our treasurer and controller. We'll begin with our county treasurer, Mitch Darcourt. Mitch?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Today we have an opening balance of $300,374,589.66.
598.
98,000, excuse me.
I'm following.
We have a balance to clear of $5,494,819.99, leaving us with a balance of $294,879,778.67. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mitch. We'll move now to our county controller, Joe Rutterow, with the controller's report. Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the week ending May 16th, 2024, we have a total accounts payable of $7,127,415.68.
Thank you very much. No report from our COO, so we will go right to commissioners' comments, and we'll begin with Commissioner Dante Santoni.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, everyone. Just a few items I want to talk about this morning. The first item was an opportunity that the commissioners had to attend a press conference along with State Senator Judy Schwank, State Representative Manny Guzman, who we welcomed Secretary of Aging Jason Kavulich at the Berks Encore Reading Center. They had a press event there for an announcement of some grants that were through a competitive grant process through the state. Jennifer Jones from our Area Agency on Aging was also there. Lori Gebhardt from Berks Encore. They received the grant at the Encore Senior Center there for $104,759 for accessibility improvements and security. And also the Casa de la Amistad received a state grant for their facility in the amount of $14,876. Also had an opportunity to attend the Jewish Federation event where we met with, along with many community leaders, where we met with two Israeli service people that were medics. Joey and Bati were their names, and they gave us a firsthand experience of what happened on October the 7th and what life is over there. Very complex issue. As local elected officials, we don't have a lot to say about that, but it was really important to hear direct firsthand what's occurring in that war over in Israel and Gaza. So we wish them the very best, and they're back home now. But it was a very emotional and important statement from them with regards to what's happening over there. Commissioners had the opportunity to have another town hall this past Thursday at the Bethel Tulpehocken Library. I thought it went well. We had a nice crowd, a lot of different issues that we were asked about, but I thought it went very well. Also attended the Salvation Army Civic Breakfast yesterday. A lot of great things occurred there. The Spirit of Reading Award was given to President and CEO of the Reading Hospital, Dr. Charles Barberi, and his team at the hospital. And the Others Award was given to Michael Toledo, a very prestigious award from the Salvation Army, was given to Michael and his team at Centro Hispano Daniel Torres Center. There was a couple of really emotional stories given by two people that directly benefited from the Salvation Army. One young lady's name was Maribel, and during her speech, it was translated by our own Barbie Lopez, who did a terrific job. We appreciate that. And another young lady named Giselle that gave a very inspiring poem. Couple more things real quick. The Berks County Law Luncheon is today, and we're going to be attending that. Al Schmidt, Secretary of the Commonwealth, will be there to talk about the elections that just occurred, and as we make our way toward the November election as well. And finally, on this Saturday, the 18th, starting at 10 a.m. kickoff in West Reading is the Armed Forces Day Parade that I think I'm pretty sure all commissioners will be in attendance for that. It's rain or shine, so we hope that many Berks counties will come out and honor our armed forces on that day. So, Mr. Chairman, that's all I have.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all the detail. I'm not going to reiterate other than to say definitely congratulations to Berks Encore on that award. We got our pictures taken yesterday at the Salvation Army. All three commissioners were there with Michael Toledo, who is one of the award winners, and then Dr. Chuck Barbera and Reading Hospital. I don't know how many people know Dr. Barbera, but he is a really great person to be in that position. He's a practicing physician. He's an ER doc, and he is as down to earth as you can get. Some of you know that I had knee surgery, and I ended up a week after the surgery at the Reading Hospital. And I guess he was on a call with Commissioner Rivera. Commissioner Rivera mentioned I was in the hospital, and he came and saw me. So yesterday, we're lined up for the picture, and he said, I checked the obituary, so I assume you survived and everything's good. Oh, that is his sense of humor, and we all laughed. And then Commissioner Rivera made a morgue joke on top of that. So, but it's really, all my years, Dr. Barbera is the best CEO of the Reading Hospital that I've experienced, because he's a guy that is in the trenches. And that makes all the difference in the world. I think that's the difference in most organizations when you have somebody that's worked all the way through the system. So again, my congratulations to Dr. Barbera and to Michael Toledo with Centro Hispano. I'll also be at Law Day Luncheon today. Looking forward to hearing from Al Schmidt. Also, we'll be in the Armed Forces Day Parade. I took my motorcycle out on Tuesday evening to try it out. Everything seemed fine, weather permitting. I don't intentionally ride my motorcycle in rain, but weather permitting, I'll be riding in the parade on Saturday. The last thing I want to highlight, on Monday, CareerLink hosted a job fair at the Doubletree. This was job fair that they have ever held. They had 100+ companies and organizations there seeking employees, and 1,752 registered job seekers. It blew everyone I talked to when I visited with a number of the businesses and organizations. Have never been to a job fair of that scope. Dan Fogarty emailed all of the commissioners and said in all of his experience, it was the most successful, both in turnout and in response. Marguerite Klein, who is head of HR for our Berks was there. She sang the praises of the event. We also had our HR department there. The youth shelter program was there. I talked to all of them. Excellent response. So great event. Dan Fogarty and his leadership team just did an amazing job. And it was wall-to-wall people. I could not get through to every table simply because of the press of people in that group. So again, Dan, your team, you hit it out of the park, and hopefully this is benefiting both employees seeking. There were a number of people there that already had jobs and were looking for different jobs, and that's the market that we're in, and businesses that are desperate for employees, and it ran the gamut. You had construction companies there, retail, Redner's was there, grocery store, long-term care, just a wide variety of jobs, landscaping, a lot of different jobs in that area. So those are my comments. And with that, any comments from our row officers?
I do not have any at this time.
Okay.
I do not either. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Public comment, none in person and none online.
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn.
Meeting stands adjourned.